There's a war going on, the books can't escape from the team. Call the morning steam, it's time to break, run for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott, running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
All right, and a pleasant good morning to you from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. There we go, you guys. I'm awake. I'm fresh and clean, if you will, here. Thank you for joining me here from Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show here for Monday, May the 19th. Ready for another sports betting week. We're getting ready for our playoff action here this week. We're running out of games here. We're running out of teams. We have no playoff games to go over today, but we do have a short show here with Major League Baseball and one game in the WNBA today. And we'll discuss those and want to say hello to everyone in the chat here today, this morning. Thank you for joining me here. Hopefully everybody had a great sports betting weekend and a good day on Sunday. We did see, of course, exciting Game 7 action yesterday with the Oklahoma City Thunder and that win there yesterday over the Denver Nuggets to advance to the Western Conference Finals. We'll take on the Minnesota Timberwolves starting this week. We're going to have our games starting here on Tuesday and Wednesday in hockey and basketball. So we'll get our shot to talk about these teams and who might win and come out on top. But the Thunder did indeed destroy Denver to move on. The Nuggets led early by 11 points in the first quarter, but then the Thunder blitzed them out of the gate there and outscored them 30 points in the second and third quarters combined, shooting nearly 50% did the Thunder, and the Nuggets could manage just 39% SGA, 35 points. Jalen Williams dunked his way to 24 points, and the Thunder eventually led by 43 points. We did have the Oklahoma City Thunder here on the show as our free pick there. So the Thunder rolls and advances to take on Minnesota in the Western Conference Finals. And well, of course, the Thunder are favored. They're minus 350 for the most part on that futures line against Minnesota there. And over in the East, the Knicks are minus $1.60 to win that series. So will it be Oklahoma City and the Knicks, or do you have it another way here moving forward? I like the Pacers actually to win the series over the Knicks, and I like the Thunder, of course, to roll over Minnesota in that series. I don't even know if that one can get 7 games out of it, but I'll take the Thunder, and I'll take the Pacers, I think, to win over the Knicks eventually there. Let me say hello to some folks, and we'll talk a little hockey as well, but I see you guys having some good conversation in the chat. Cash Kane is here this morning, and Twisted acknowledging that match yesterday. Alcaraz, the easy winner here. We're all over the place in tennis this week. We're in Geneva. We're in Rabat. You know how it is this week for multiple destinations for our action here. So I've kind of spaced it out a little bit and trying to find some winners this morning in tennis. But we're down to some smaller events here this week. We're in France as well. So good morning to Damon. He's ready for a pick in the WNBA today. I think I'll have one there. Twisted says we did have some wins there yesterday, but we had some losses to be continued. Good morning to Robert McCormick. Good morning to Nuke here today. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, Sports Money, here on YouTube. We will have our coverage, but I just want to let everybody know that Mikey Money will be taking today off here in light of no UFC next week. So give him an extra day to get some enjoyment here this weekend. So no pre-gaming today, but he'll be back for his regular schedule. So I'll just cover it here, but with no playoff games, he was able to find a day off here, it feels like today. Great job by Mikey. And Blue is here this morning as well. And let's see here. Maybe that's it. Tyrone Christopher, thank you very much, Tyrone, for all of your support. Really appreciate you, man. Really appreciate you guys. And let's see here, Blue, right? I mean, is toothpaste face gone here, you guys? Make sure there. Maybe I missed my face there a little bit. And let's see here. I think I got everybody in there saying hello anyway. Thank you, Oldie, as well. All right. Also, last night, and you guys talked about it a little bit, but maybe it's not worth talking about the blowout win there. It is for Florida Panthers fans, and we did have the over here as our pick yesterday on the show. And, well, Florida made it go over all by themselves and blowout win there over Toronto. Yeah, the Leafs end with a pretty big thud there as the Panthers eliminate the Leafs in Toronto, scoring 3 goals in a 6-minute span in the second period. And Wool allowing the 3 goals on basically rebounds, and that's not great, but it is. Florida Panthers advancing in the Eastern Conference semifinals to take on the Carolina Panthers. So we know what's going on there as well this week for our NHL series here. It will be Florida favored by just $1.30, as hot as they are. A lot of respect still here for Carolina. Florida is the slight favorite, and in the Western Conference, Edmonton is a minus 120 favorite. We already saw a little bit here because the Stars are favored in game one, but Edmonton is favored to win the series. Same thing there a little bit in the Eastern Conference, with Carolina favored to win the first game, but Florida is favored to win the series there. So pretty interesting for sure that those are the way the odds are coming up here in our matchups here this week. So the Leafs have lost now 7 straight game sevens. It was Marchand with a goal and 2 assists in that Panthers win. The Leafs won the first 2 games and basically couldn't score after that in the rest of the series. So Toronto ends up getting dumped, and Florida advances again here to keep their season going as well. All right. Let's take a look a little bit at Major League Baseball. Yesterday, you mentioned my up and down card there, but we did have some premium winners for sure, including the Houston and Texas to go under again. Why not go under in Texas games? They told me, and we did have an under as a premium winner there. We also had the under in the Pittsburgh and Philadelphia game yesterday. There in that one is Mick Gabel with 9 strikeouts in his debut outing to outduel Paul Skeens. How about that? We did have the Phillies here on the show yesterday, but a great performance by this rookie there. It almost upended the performance of the pitching there, and I think it did. It was a great performance there, actually, for Mick Gabel in his debut, despite Pittsburgh's poor record. Philadelphia won the game again, and so now Pittsburgh 3-7 in Paul Skeens starts. Wow. We did have a winner here on the show with Atlanta over Boston with Schwellenbach there on the mound. It was Ozuna's 2-run home run and RBI single for the Braves to get that win. I also had here on the show Washington there on the run line over Baltimore as Washington got it done. How about C.J. Abrams? 2 more solo home runs. He's the king of the solo home run. I mean, he's leading off, but that's okay. pretty good. The Nats belted 5 home runs in that game and send Baltimore to defeat. We also had a winner here on the show with Detroit and Jackson Job. We had Job there for the winner in that game over the Toronto Blue Jays, as Detroit got the win behind Spencer Torkelson, had 3 RBIs, and Detroit's now 31-16. We also had a premium pick winner on the under in that one. We had a winner here on the show as well with Tampa Bay and Miami. Cal Quantrill threw 5 innings of one-hit ball, however, to get the win there for Miami, but we did have the under as our pick here on the show. Also, we had the Kansas City Royals over St. Louis as our winner here on the show yesterday for the Royals, picking up that victory there over the Cards as Waka went 5 innings, allowing 1 run. We also had the Giants with Justin Verlander. The Giants move into second place currently. They were able to defeat Oakland yesterday, and also we had a premium pick winner with Colorado and Arizona game to go under with Dolander and Kelly. Kelly had 11 strikeouts in that game, but the Rockies actually covered the run line, I believe, in that one. We did have Seattle yesterday here on the show called for the sweep over my Padres, and they did indeed get that done with Brian Wu there. And of course, Randy Rosarena, he hit the home run in the 6-1 win as Seattle completes the sweep of the Padres. Padres still playing 600 ball right now, but Garver an RBI single. Michael King got hit a little bit there, but Jackson Merrill and Manny Machado combined in the right now in their recent slumps, 1 for 30 combined between those two, and the Padres were 0 for 21 with runners in scoring position over the weekend. So we did have a premium pick winner on the under in that game. All right. And late night, in case you missed it, it was the New York Yankees pummeling there in the 9th inning, or late in the game anyway, to get the win over the Mets, the 8th inning there, with the Yankees getting those 6 runs, including the grand slam there by Bellissimo Corey Bellinger. There, Juan Soto went just 1 for 10 in the weekend series. Welcome back to Yankee Stadium for Juan Soto in that one. All right. And we do have a couple other notes here. Let's see what else we got on the docket here for today. WNBA yesterday, we did have winners on the total here with Washington and Connecticut. We told you to take it over here on the show yesterday. Got that winner there. And we also had the winner with the Minnesota Lynx over LA. So 2-0 on the show here in the WNBA yesterday. All right. Say hello to a few more folks, get this show going. There's not a lot of games to cover, so we'll just do it and probably be out of here in less than an hour again for sure. We'll take our time and enjoy your company here today. And let's see what we got with Fernando here today. I watched last night. Club America over Cruz Azul 2-1. Cruz Azul took a 1-0 lead in that game, and America came back to get the win in Mexican League action. Right. And Nuke says, hey, don't forget, I said I was going to wait until the knockout stage. Hey, we're almost there. Just a couple of days from the knockout rounds in the World Championships. So I didn't prepare for them anyway, but we do have a few more. I think we know. Maybe I could take a look and see what teams are fighting there towards the end, but I think we pretty much know right now. And then they kind of seeded up a little bit after the quarterfinals, or after the quarterfinals. I think they reseeded in the semifinals. So just a couple more days left of round robin action there. I think just 2 days actually left of pool play there at the World Championships. So, all right. Appreciate everybody coming in here a little bit. And those were the games, right? Twisted, man, I remember that was probably one of the better, most physical series I've seen. Not physical from a hockey standpoint, but the fighting. Remember, then they dropped the gloves before the games even started. And those were great, no doubt about it. I remember those big time. All right, let's get started, with the show today. I think we took care of the action there yesterday. There's still 12 games here in the major leagues on Monday, so let's get a roll on here and talk about it with the Reds taking on the Pirates. To start us off, you got Nick Lodolo going in this one against Keller here, and do have the Reds favored on the road in this one over the bumbling Pirates here. Reds are 500, so yeah, they're going to be favored in this one, about $1.20, and the total is 8 here. But you do have Keller here. I think the okay numbers, and they are at home. So Lodolo, though, 3.42 ERA, 108 the whip, and 269 BABIP coming into this one. You have for Keller here a 4.15 ERA and a 1.3 whip, 257 batting average against, and a 308 BABIP. Not great for sure, but the Pirates here are 17 and 27 to the under. Meanwhile, the Reds are 18 and 29 to the under so far this season, mostly because the Pirates can't hit. They are down to 3 runs per game exactly here, coming into this one. And for the Bucks here, yeah, struggling record wise, that's for sure. Right now, just 15 and 32. Like I said, meanwhile, the Reds are a 500 team, but kind of want to give Keller a possible look here. I mean, they can't lose them all. This feels like if Pirates could get one, maybe this one might be one to possibly look at. What I'm saying is I want to try to give Pittsburgh a look here, and pick up a home win right now for Pittsburgh. At least they are. I mean, I was hoping to get a better price actually, but I'll probably just end up on the total in this game. Let's see how you guys have it here today with Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. We get the show rolling here right now. I'll just go with the total. I'm going to go under in this game. I know that. So we'll roll with the chat though and see what everybody has here. Cash Kane says Reds first 5 money line and also the under. So that's what I'm on. I'm on the under in this one with Cincinnati and Pittsburgh. I think we could have okay pitching between these two. I want to give Keller a little bit of a chance here for this one. Robert's on the Pirates here. And look, like I said, even the worst teams are going to win, hopefully, 60 games this year with some of these teams, right? We used to say the bad teams win 70. I don't know if that is anymore. Nuke does say, though, you're getting a 500 team here, basically on the road against a team that's playing, what, 300 ball right now. So that is a great value, says Nuke here today. And probably I'm not going to try to get on this dog here today, but I'll take the under in this one. Twisted also may join me a little bit on that. All right. All right, next up. Just wanted to get some of the moves out there in that series. Okay, yeah, here we go. Sharon, nice to see you today here in the chat. Thank you for coming by. A few notes here real quick on this series coming in. Cincinnati has won 5 of the last 6 games between these two teams overall. Cincinnati has gone under in 7 straight games. Pittsburgh's gone under in 9 of their last 11. So I'm on the under. 4 of the last 5 in this series have gone under, and Pittsburgh's gone under in 5 straight at home. Cincinnati under in 7 of their last 9 on the road. So that's a lot of under. Give me the under with Cincinnati and Pittsburgh. All right, the Cubs and Ben Brown took some steam here as I was preparing for the show, and it was great to listen yesterday. I was watching the guys over there on the other channel, and Gorky, our great friend here, I don't know if he's in there or watching today. We said Ramon gets up early to what? Well, you know what, Gorky, I got up a little later. I might have only prepared for this show for about 90 minutes because our light card today, but I was preparing. The Cubs took a little bit of steam here. They're still $1.75, $1.80 for the most part. The total is 9 under 20. In fact, we're seeing some 8.5 overs. So there's definitely been a move to the under in this game. I don't know if it's been a widely reported move, but certainly been a move to the to the under. I don't know if I'm buying it here in this one with Ben Brown going up against Eddie Cabrera. Cabrera has a 5.52 ERA in this one and a 3.14 BABIP coming in. Not great numbers, of course. Cabrera's 0-1. For Ben Brown, he's 3-3 with a 4.75 ERA and a 381 BABIP. Really gaudy numbers kind of for Brown. 1.5 the whip and a 286 batting average again. So do have a Marlins team here playing 400 ball right now. The Cubs are 28-19 here currently. These two teams are a combined 53 and 35 to the over. The Cubs averaging 5.7 runs per game. The Marlins allowing 5.6 runs per game. So I'm going to go over with these two as my play here. I got to go over, especially this number's down. I can definitely find 8.5s out there right now, and maybe 9 under is the most common line in this game, but I want to go over here with these two, even though Miami has gone under in 6 of their last 8 games. I'm going over here. Cubs have won 4 of their last 6 against Miami. They've won 5 of 6 overall. Miami's dropped 14 of their last 20 games here so far, and Miami here is 8-4 in their last 12 games against the Cubs, but man, they're not looking that great. Cabrera here might be set up here. Maybe the Cubs will win and cover a run line, but I'm going to take the over here in this one. See what you got with me in the chat. Tyrone like the Reds back in that first game there. Blues on the Cubs here on the run line. Late 2.5 in this one. Cash Kane going over with me here in this one. I'll take the over as my play here on the Morning Steam Show. All right, let's move on to a good game and a good series here this week with the Mets taking on the Red Sox. Yeah, the Mets come off the loss there, but taking on the Red Sox here. Look, the Red Sox haven't been great yet. We know that, but always should be an exciting series between these franchises here. Mets and Boston. Wow, with Senga going up against Hunter Dobbins. Senga, a 1.22 ERA, 290 BABIP, though, is a little bit high, but still a 217 batting average again. Senga's 4-2, and the Mets are 5-3 with Senga on the mound for Hunter Dobbins, a 3.9 ERA. Certainly okay for this young pitcher here, though widely reported steam did come in on Boston. In fact, this line is about $1.25. So talk about discounts. I think that's what you're getting here in this one. With the Mets, if you so choose. I mean, that looks like the value to me. I'm gonna call it $1.30. The sharp books are at $1.25. Total here 9, maybe shaded to the over here at $1.15, but for the most part, whatever it is, it's about 9. It feels like here between these two. So, look, Mets have the much better record. We know that right now at 29-18, as I mentioned in the monologue. And Red Sox are 2 games under 500 here. So, let's see how you have it. We're still going to roll with the Mets out of that series here, even though you're taking on a Boston team. I'm not saying they're heating up. They're 1-5, and their last 6 games are the Red Sox, but I want to give them a chance here in the matchup against the Mets, just that they're going up against Senga here today. So let me see how you have it in the chat with these two. Boston here has won 4 of the last 5 games when playing the Mets at home. Boston's gone over in 5 of their last 6, but the Mets have gone under in 4 of their last 5. They've gone under in 5 of their last 6 on the road. Not only have Boston won 4 of the last 5 meetings here in Fenway against the Mets, they've also won 8 of the last 12 meetings overall over the last few seasons between the two. So let's see how you have it here today with the Mets taking on Boston here. Mets are coming in off of a loss yesterday. Of course, that Sunday night baseball game. So anybody playing the old Sunday night, not a big travel situation here, obviously for the Mets, given uh, the short trip from New York, but they are off that 8-2 loss, giving up those 6 runs, including that grand slam in the 8th inning. So, all right, I'll go to the chat though here in this one. Curious as to what you guys have with the Mets and Boston. Blue likes the Red Sox, so here Cash Kane likes the under. And Twisted likes over in that Cubs game. Robert likes the under here in this one with the Mets and Boston. And Fernando is on the Mets here. And Cash Kane also Mets first 5. Tyrone is on the Mets. A lot of Mets here today. Man, I want to take Boston. I feel like I've lost value here. 20 cents worth of value. I like Dobbins. And look, it's hard not to like Senga. And to me, the value is on the Mets. Nuke says take the Mets. Tremaine went with Cubs back in that game with Miami today, late 2.5 here. All right, and for me, I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to take Boston here. I was actually thinking about using Boston as a premium, but the move is on Boston here. Maybe I've lost the value that I was looking for in this one, so I'm going to go a little bit contrarian here. I'm not alone though. You got Jermaine here says take the run line, and that's not a bad idea as well. I don't know if the price is great. That's not too bad at plus 1.5 minus 140. There. That's a real good price there on the run line. I almost want to. I'll take him on the money line, but I like that run line price. Only $1.40 to get that run and a half today, and what I think could be maybe an under there. So okay, thanks for bringing that to my attention there. Erwin Simmons, thank you. Nice to see you in the chat. Really appreciate you stopping in here today. And thank you. I'm not sure I quite understand them. I can show the information again there, but I really appreciate you. But you can't find me as a capper. I'm right here, my friend. Thank you very much to Erwin Simmons in the chat. Hey, you can find me, everyone. I think a lot of people know here that watch me every day, but you can get my sports money premium picks here at winnable.com/Ramon and give you some extra plays here. That's just 56 cents a day when you use the promo code STEAM. So Erwin set up a big setup there for me to get those plays in there. Thank you, Erwin. Nice to have you. All right. Let's see. Andrew G. also here today. Nuke, he's sharp, he's dull. I don't know what. Far from dull, what most people would say, Nuke. All right. I'm taking Boston in that one. All right, let's continue on though with the show. Making it here. Got the Astros taking on the Rays here in this one, and take a look at this matchup here with the Houston Astros in this one, and Colton Gordon going here. We've seen Gordon in his debut here, but we'll see him up against the Rays on the road for Gordon here. So far, ERA of 6.23 in that first start. The Astros did win that game, and it did go under despite the rough numbers there for Gordon, the left-hander, but could be okay here. Just got to get some work in. Houston coming off the win there yesterday to split the series with Texas. They won it 4-3. Tampa Bay was able to grab just one game in that series at Miami. Miami won the game yesterday 5-1. For Pepio here, 9 starts, a 2-5 record, 3.93 ERA, 279 BABIP so far. So should get some better support here, but this one right now has Tampa Bay at a minus $1.30, $1.35 or so, and the total's dropped here a little bit to 9 under at minus 115 here. I think we can call it $1.35 for the Rays right now. The Rays favored here over the Astros with Pepio. Obviously, they have the better pitching situation here, no doubt, in this one. So, see what you guys have though here. In this one with the Astros taking on the Rays today. Let's take a look and see what we've got here with these two. Houston's won 4 of their last 6 games coming in. They've gone under in 5 of those games. Houston's 13-6 in their last 19 games overall against Tampa Bay. Tampa has gone under in 6 straight games in this series. I don't know if this one's going to be an under, though, is it? Tampa has gone under in 6 of their last 9 games overall. And man, Tampa Bay just 3-12 in their last 15 games in this makeshift stadium, if you will, or temporary stadium. They have not felt comfortable there for sure. But I might like them in this one. Let's see what you have. I'm going to go with the over as my pick in the game with Houston and Tampa Bay. Yeah, the trends might point to the under here, but I'm going to try it over. Let's go to the chat. See what you have in this one. Cash gain on the, that might have been the Boston game there. Twisted also Boston run line there. And let's see here. Robert has he likes the over in this one. Joe says the play here. Hey, good news. Joe and I are in agreement in that Cubs-Miami game, huh? I said go with the over, and Joe says go with the over. That sounds like a double confidence play right there. All right. And in this one, I'm going to go over in Houston and Tampa Bay. All right. Nuke says the Astros look pretty obvious here. Yeah, look, easy to push, easy to kind of push Pepio into the group of, average. I don't want to say average starters because the numbers look Pepio right now. We've mentioned it, 3.93 ERA, not great, but still one of the more respected pitchers in the American League right now. I don't know if the price is actually that great, so I'm going to go ahead and take the over as my play in that one. All right. Next up is the Mariners taking on the White Sox here with Luis Castillo here, a $2 favorite, it looks like, on the road, and 8 over at minus 1. Yeah, better call it 120 because there is some 8.5 unders out there right now, and yeah, it feels like $2 might be the general price in this one for the Mariners here. Castillo, 3.65 ERA coming into this one for Luis Castillo in this matchup. And, well, hey, what can you say for Davis Martin? He's also got a 3.65 ERA. Now, Martin, a 2.85 average against. The White Sox are 2-6 with Davis Martin on the mound. They've lost 4 straight games after a rough weekend against the Cubs. They got swept out of there pretty handily, being outscored 26-8 by the Cubbies. For the Mariners, they did sweep the Padres, come in here with a little bit of momentum for sure, playing well right now. Seattle now 26-19. They're starting to pull away here. Man, the West is, we talk about the great teams there with the Central, but the West looking pretty good too here all of a sudden. I think the Mariners, I think Houston can heat up a little bit here. Certainly in the Rangers, they're getting very strong pitching if they can get their offense together. So I think the West is looking pretty good too. The only, the East is the problem. The Yankees are going to win the division, by 20 games the way it's going right now. And these other 2 divisions will be more competitive. The White Sox come in 14-33, already down 10.5 units. So far this season, they're averaging 3.3 runs per game on offense here. And maybe a letdown here for the White Sox, but I doubt it. Coming in for the Mariners and this little win streak for sure. They won 5 straight games on the road. They've won 6 of their last 7 games against the White Sox overall. Mariners have gone under in 5 straight, but they've been an over team for the most part this season. But when they were in San Diego, the unders certainly came in. You got to look at the run line here. Seattle is just 9-16 as a run line favorite, although they are 12-9 on the run line on the road. Some of those, though, were as underdogs for sure. But as a run line favorite, they have not been very good. But White Sox here, 5-2 straight up in their last 7 games at home. Could they give Seattle a battle here today, if you will? Let's go to the chat and see what you have. I would imagine it's going to be a lot of Seattle, but Mariners have a few trends in their White Sox have a few trends in their favor here, I guess. Blues on the run line, though. Twisted is on the over here, and Seattle on the run line. Nuke likes Seattle run line. Blue says he expects it to be a consensus for Seattle today. Kind of want to take Seattle. They own this series, kind of, but Fernando, they're leaning a little bit. I'm going to take Seattle anyways. I'm going to just be square to start this series. Maybe I just, after watching the Padre games, and look, we took them yesterday over the Padres to win that game. So I think I've zeroed in pretty well on Seattle, but they're hitting very well right now. Even if they didn't put the runs up, they were clutch. They still are averaging 4.8 runs per game here coming into this one. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Mariners on the run line at -1.5. It's not an awful number here at -125. So I'll try them here. But again, Mariners just 9-16 as a run line favorite so far this season. But a lot of that came at home there, and this might be a little bit of different role. Jermaine says Seattle team total over here in this one. All right, let's move on to the next one here with the Guardians taking on the Twins in a nice series here for sure. Is it the best division in baseball right now? Well, the teams are playing well for sure. You got the Guardians here 25-21. The Twins are 26-21, and we got a decent pitching matchup here with Allen here. Going in this one, Logan Allen, a 3.7 ERA overall, but it was a rough trip there for Cleveland going up against Cincinnati. They really couldn't get anything going out offensively. We're outscored 12-6 in the 3-game series. Meanwhile, Minnesota, they are slumping. They've lost 1 in a row after that 13-game winning streak, or was it 14? They won so many games, I forgot how many in a row. I think it ended up being 13, right? I don't think we got to 4. It's too many wins, too much winning. But for Bailey Ober here, the Twins are 7-2 with Ober on the mound. Cleveland looking to turn it around, but the Minnesota Twins are the hot team right now. They're one of the hottest in the majors for sure with that winning streak. Even though it came to an end, they're still $1. Yeah, better call it $1.40 minimum here. Maybe some $1.35s out there as well. The total 7.5, shaded to the under. It looks like at minus 115 here right now. So it just feels like a good matchup, even with Cleveland slumping and Minnesota hot. It doesn't necessarily feel like we can totally put it on Minnesota here just yet. Minnesota is 15-26 to the under this season with good pitching, 3.4 runs allowed per game. Ober does have a 3.18 BABIP, Allen a 3.15 BABIP. So even though these pitchers have ERAs around 3.7 here, they are a combined 6-9 to the under so far this season when these two hurlers are on the mound for their respective teams. Cleveland has gone under in 6 of their last 9 games overall. Meanwhile, Minnesota's gone under in 4 of their last 5 games overall. 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone under. Minnesota's won 9 straight at home with that series, with that streak. It was 13. I'm half kidding, but I think I said 14 yesterday. I might have been giving them an extra win the whole week the way they were going. Cleveland's lost 4 of their last 6 games on the road, but Cleveland has defeated Minnesota in 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams overall. Let's see how you have it here in a good game today. In is it the majors best division in the Central right now? You take a look here so far. I mean, everyone knows Detroit, they're out of their minds. They're in first place at 31-16. Then you have Minnesota and Cleveland right there after it. Now, should be noted that Minnesota okay against left-handers for sure, 3-3 there. So let's see what you got in the chat. I don't think we're ready to just put Minnesota in those, even with that win streak. I don't think we're, putting Minnesota maybe in the class, even with the Cleveland team, with a Detroit team at this point. Right. Here's blue on the Twins. Robert is on the under here in this one. Cash Kane likes the Guardians here, plus a run and a half. I think this one's a little bit steeper on the price at minus $1.85. See how that is? Isn't that interesting that you could have with, bullpens play into it and whatever, but it is interesting, right? Where you could have a team that, we just mentioned in the Seattle game, for example, or no, what was it? Was it Seattle game where they were favored at minus 1.5, minus $1.25 as a 210 favorite, but then you have Cleveland here. I know they're an underdog, but man, $1.85 on that run line. What was the game that I was thinking of? We just talked about the run line price. Oh well, let's keep it going. When I was like getting all excited, Twins here for Twisted. Nuke said it was only 13. Don't give them too many wins. Cash Kane likes the Twins first 5. Jermaine does like the under here in this one. And, unfortunately, right, for Minnesota, they've had to put these 2 players who got concussed on the injured list for a week. So that is maybe that contributed a little bit, right, to that loss there. And Castro's been out too with that knee injury. Division games can go a little bit under there a little bit. And Cash Kane, don't forget, Detroit is way out in front of these guys, remember, there. And Nuke says they did get those sweeps of the Orioles. And let's see here. Jermaine liked the Red Sox back there on the in that game with the Mets. All right. For me, I'm going to take the under in this one. I think a good recommendation there in the chat. And I'm going to go under with Cleveland and Minnesota tonight. All right. Next up, we got some interleague action here with the Milwaukee Brewers taking on the Baltimore Orioles. Dean Kramer on the mound going up against Quinn Priester. In this one, you have Kramer, 5.36 ERA coming in at a 2.65 batting average against. For Priester, 4.5 ERA and a 2.48 batting average against. Maybe he's not as bad as the record would indicate, but the Brewers are 1-5 with Priester on the mound. The Orioles are 3-6 with Kramer on the mound. Now the Brewers are the better team record-wise. We know that, but Baltimore may be a little bit better than that. It's hard to with this losing streak that they're on right now and trying to find a win maybe with these guys here at this point. This one does feel like the one maybe they could get, but Milwaukee is 15-7 as a favorite. They're 13-9 at home despite being slightly under 500 here at this point. But could be an overlooked spot maybe here. Baltimore's lost 11 of their last 14 games against the Brewers overall, but Milwaukee's lost 7 of their last 10. Milwaukee's gone under in 8 of their last 9 games. Baltimore's gone under in 10 of their last 12 games on the road, although Baltimore has gone over in 5 of their last 7. Milwaukee's gone under in 7 of their last 8 games at home as they return continue home here. They just lost 2 of 3 to Minnesota, and of course the Orioles got swept by Washington. Orioles in a big struggling here for sure, but I'm going to end up on the over in this game. I think before I even go to the chat, I'm going to go over in this one. The Brewers have been an under for sure, but with these two pitchers right now, these starters anyway, and I don't think we're getting tremendous numbers from these two teams out of the pen so far. You got the Orioles right now pretty much near the bottom at a 4.93 ERA. Milwaukee's been slightly better, 4.53 ERA out of the bullpen, but I'm going to go over as my play in this one. All right. Let's see here. Luis is on the Brewers there in this one. Fernando says, I think, yuck, what to do here with his Brewers. Blues on the Brewers here. And Cash King says these O's have been costing people money. There's a Brewers over for Jermaine. And Robert's on the Brewers first 5 in this one. And let's see here. That might be it from you guys. I'm going to take the over. I'm going over Baltimore and Milwaukee. All right. And we're going to Haley Baptiste wins. Let's move on here right now with the Tigers taking on the Cardinal. We don't have the line up there with this one. Let me see here. The reason being, I don't think the starting pitching is quite official in this game with Keter Montero. I think he is expected to go here. Sonny Gray about $1.55, and the total looks like 8/20 for the most part. Let's put it in there. And hey, what can you say? Right now with these Cardinals, the things are starting to look up here a little bit. Yeah, they're coming off of a loss here to Kansas City, but they did win that series. Meanwhile, Detroit won their series against Toronto, and Detroit here coming in, they lead the Central Division of the American League with 31-16 record, one of the best records certainly in baseball. But we know the Cardinals have been red hot here of late. Yes, now they've lost to 2 of their last 5, but they've been pretty darn hot too, no doubt. One of the hottest teams in the league has been the Cardinals. This is a pretty good series, shades of 1968 when the Tigers and the Cardinals played in the World Series. I think it was, I don't know, I wasn't even born yet, but I think they played in the World Series in 1968. You can fact check me maybe on that one and tell me. I think it was. It was. Everyone knows Denny McClain and the. Anyways, for the Cardinals here with Sonny Gray, they're 8-1 to the over when Sonny Gray's on the mound so far this season. How about that? The Cardinals are 7-2 with Gray on the mound. 4-1 is Gray's record. He's got a 4.5 ERA and a 2.92 BABIP. So he's getting the run support for sure. This team averaging 4.8 runs per game. Tigers are a very profitable team, 12 and 3/4 units of profit. So far this season, they average 5.4 runs per game, coming in and allowing just 3.5 runs per game with good pitching for sure so far. So, pretty good price here to take one of the best teams in baseball, as hot as they've been. And look, Gray's got a good record. The numbers aren't great for Gray here. And Montero, we've seen Montero. 4.68 ERA, 306 BABIP, not a great record. 1-1 record for him overall. 3-1 are the Tigers with young Keter Montero. Should we see him again? Like I said, I don't think we know for sure that Montero is the official starter, but I think it's leading that way. I think, right, everybody? Detroit's gone over in 13 of their last 19 games overall, and St. Louis has gone under in 6 of their last 8. Detroit's won 8 of the last 11 meetings between the two. The Tigers are 6-1 on the road in their last 7. They've also won 5 of 6 overall. St. Louis mentioned 2 losses in their last 5 games. It's really 2 losses in their last 14 games overall. So remember, they were on a 9-game winning streak as well there. St. Louis has won 5 straight at home. I just think the price is probably too high here to trust Sonny Gray with a great Detroit team right now, one of the best teams in the major leagues, as even the Cardinals have been hot. So let's see here if anybody playing here. Blue maybe leaning to the Cardinals. Cash Kane likes the Cardinals in the first 5. Luis, wait, he says Cardinals. He says Tigers. Uh-oh. Let's see here. Cards team total over for Jermaine. And Jermaine has Contreras for an RBI. I'm going to take Detroit at this price for sure. If I can get $1.25, $1.30, $1.35, who knows? I'm taking Detroit in this one at this price. And Robert, he says, go over here in this one. Oh, is Montero? No, Montero's a righty. Who said that? Twisted, and Luis went with the Tigers here with me. He was going with both. He wasn't going with both. All right, keep it going here right now. We got just a few games left here on our card today, huh? Phillies and the Rockies here. You got the Phillies 275 with Christopher Sanchez on the mound. Here's a couple of left-handers for sure. For Sanchez, 2.91 ERA, 295 BABIP. For Kyle Freeland, just doesn't get any better right now. He's 0-6. The Rockies are 1-8 with Freeland on the mound so far. 6.15 final ERA. And also a 380 batting, 380 BABIP here so far for Freeland. Bad numbers for sure. Has not, I don't know what you can be looking at with Kyle Freeland here. If you're the Rockies, you need to start figuring that out and moving forward. But nonetheless, here going up against the Phils. Phils come in 28-18 so far this season. Now, the one area where the Phillies do have some trouble here, they are 4-7 against left-handed pitching, but Colorado's 1-11 against left-handers so far. So maybe the Phils do end up smashing them here, but That's too easy, right? It's just the Phillies have won 16 of the last 20 meetings against these teams overall. The Phillies have won 7 of their last 8 on the road. Cardinals have lost 13 of 15. We know they're pretty awful. Colorado's gone over in 10 of their last 14, and 6 straight at home have gone to the over. Philly, this price is actually down. So, well, like I said, I kind of look for discounts on big favorites here. And, no doubt we saw this number a little bit higher here. So, that is what I consider value. The total right now, 10, maybe 10 over 15. There's some 10 flats out there in this one. So it feels like it will be an overwhelming Phillies in the chat, probably consensus. It feels like the algorithm says take Colorado. The steam came in on Colorado, but all I think it do is freeze it up, makes it look like a value play here a little bit. And Jermaine says maybe go over in that Detroit game since I took Detroit Tigers for Nuke as well there. All right, let's see what else here. Phillies -3, says Jermaine. Team total over 6.5. Phillies run line here for Luis. Maybe I just have to take him as well here. The problem is it's still a little bit of hefty price, -160. But like I said, I feel like it's a little bit of a discount here. Jermaine just likes it to be a blowout. Blue says Phillies here. And Twisted likes the over here. Cash Kane says maybe the Phillies get 20 runs today. Wow. Robert is going to be a little bit contrarian here and take the Rockies in this one. It's just tough, 1-11 against left-handers. He is taking them on the run line, though. And look, if you're going to, yes, maybe a little daunting here, but you're getting the old plus, and the Rockies, they are, 14 and 20, plus 14 and 29 on the run line this season for the Rockies. It doesn't feel like they've turned it around too much. So I'll go ahead and even I'm going to take the Phillies on the run line today in this one. Look, the algorithm over here, the old sharp computer says this is the spot for the Rockies, but man, just can't do it. I'll take the Phils. All right. Yeah. Cash Kane says I'll go down with the Bills team today if they can't get this one done. All right, let's got a few more here, and man, this is the pitching matchup of the day right here, isn't it? With the Royals and the Giants, you got Bubic going up against Ray in this one, and look, Bubic, maybe you want to put him on your Cy Young list here at this point with his 1.66 ERA coming into this one. Great numbers, 1.1 whip, 223 batting average against. You could do worse than taking Bubic here right now in the race for the American League Cy Young Award. You can get him at 50-1 right now with great numbers and a team that they could make the postseason. Still, that race is tough in the division, but Bubic has been solid. Now, he does have a 294 BABIP, so just a 4-2 record for Ray here. The Giants are 9-0 with Ray on the mound this season, and they're a favorite here. So he's 6-0. He's got a 3.04 ERA and a 2.06 batting average against, and a 2.62 BABIP coming in. What a good pitching matchup here today. Kansas City's gone under in 4 of their last 5. They've gone under in 12 of their last 17 on the road. 6 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams have gone under. Giants have won 7 of their last 9 on the road. They've won 4 of their last 5. Yeah, Kansas City had a little bit of a rough weekend here for sure, but they did salvage a win against the Cardinals yesterday, 2-1, and we had them right yesterday with a walk-up. San Francisco, meanwhile, did sweep the A's there, but the last two games were just 1-0 and 3-2 there. But man, good pitching in that series for the Giants, and they were at home against those guys. And we know Kansas City can't really. Well, I'll just say it. I'll say they can't hit. They can hit, but just 3.3 runs per game. Good thing the pitching has been good for Kansas City. They come in 26-22. The Giants are 28-19 overall here. So let's see how you have it in this one. The Giants are not good against left-handers, just 4-10 overall against left-handed pitching. And Kansas City is a modest 4-4 here against left-handers. So let's see how you have it in this one with Jermaine says the Giants will keep it going here. And Luis is on the under in this one. Blue going under. Or no, he might be saying I'm going to go under in this one. I'm actually going to take Kansas City as my play here on the show. I may go under somewhere here. The widely reported steam did come in on the over. In fact, we're seeing 7.5s out there. So I don't know what's going on. Maybe I should check the weather possibly in San Francisco today. Let me maybe do that and see what's going on, because who would kind of gravitate to the over in this game? But I'm seeing 7.5s out there. I'll call it 7.5 under 15 maybe, but definitely a move to the over here on some widely reported steam. So the sharps like the over, and the Giants are actually up to at least $1.30 here. So I'm taking the Royals in this one as my play. And Robert's on the Royals here as well. And Blue says the wind is not really a factor in. He says the wind is not really a factor in this stadium in general. I think is what Blue is saying. So the wind is blowing straight out 11 to 13 miles an hour. And Robert says it because the park is so big. I think that's what these guys are saying a little bit. It is San Francisco after all. And Nuke says, what were they thinking, those Blue Jays? All right. And for me, I'm going to take Kansas City in this one. All right, let's continue on. We got just a couple of games left, you guys, here on a Monday. We got the Angels taking on the Athletics here in this one. And you got for the Angels here, Soriano. He's been a bright spot here for the Angels, I'd say, with a 3.46 ERA. The Angels are still 2-4 with Soriano on the mound. You can see my favorite player right there, Danielle Collins. For Soriano, 3.46 ERA, but a 3.29 BABIP so far. The Angels, 20-25. Yeah, they had a rugged stretch here. Look, they're not going to get any better. We know that, but they did just get a sweep of some team that is big in blue. So what a great weekend for the Angels to get a sweep of the Dodgers. Dodgers kind of limped through that one and did not look good at all. So great job by the Angels. Just when they needed a little perk me up, they got the sweep of the Dodgers. And hey, we were on them a few times there for sure. I know we took the Dodgers yesterday, but we were hanging with the Angels there a little bit. Those run line plays. Anyways, for the A's here, with Ginn on the mound here in this one. Ginn's numbers a little bit more rugged, 4.61 ERA and 2.97 BABIP for JT Ginn. He's got a 1-1 record, and the A's are 2-1 with Ginn on the mound so far this season. They're favored here against these hot Angels. The A's are the team that's on a losing streak. They just got swept by San Francisco. They got racked up against the Dodgers there in a couple of games, even though they did beat the Dodgers in one of the games. But it's the Angels that are kind of making the noise right now. It feels like between these two. And remember, the A's are a much better road team so far than they are a home team. They're 8-13 at home, but they are 8-5 as a favorite. So let's see here. Was that just a Angels got fired up to play the Dodgers there a little bit, and the Dodgers looked past them? Is that what happened? A's have beaten the Angels in 8 of their last 10 games overall. Angels have gone over in 13 of their last 18 games. A's have gone over in 8 of their last 10, 6 of the last 8 meetings between the two teams have gone over. A's have gone over in 5 of their last 6 at home, but the widely reported steam did come in on the under in this game. It's still 9.5, and the A's are favored about $1. It's gone up a little bit to $1.25 or so here in this one. So let's see what you have, though, here between the A's and the Angels in Sacramento here in this one. All right. I think I'm ready to hear from you, but I just want to check this one here real quick. Here we go. Hey, it's a better, you know what? You think about maybe how bad these teams were going to be this season, but right now the Angels are only a game back of the A's. All right. Let's see here. I think Jermaine's on the over. Robert's on the over here in this one. We are in Sacramento here, where these games, well, they definitely been some high-scoring games. The A's are 14-7 to the over at home, and the Angels are 23-13 to the over as an underdog. Let's see here. Wind blowing in, though, says Twisted. Maybe an under, he says here, with maybe that steam a little bit. And how will the pitching, fare out there with these bullpens? We know the Angels, dreadful in the bullpen so far this season. They're the worst bullpen in the league, 7.06 ERA. The A's have a 5.82 bullpen ERA, but these teams average just 4 runs per game so far, but I don't think it's going to let me stop them. I've got to go over here in this one. Maybe with these bad offenses, it'll stay under, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going over here in Sacramento. I'm still going over, it feels like. All right. Next up, got to cut one more in the major leagues here with the Diamondbacks taking on the Dodgers. In this one, Landon Knack going for the Dodgers. Brandon Pfaadt going for the Diamondbacks. The Dodgers lost 3 in a row to the Angels last series there. So always good for a laugh when the Dodgers are struggling. Arizona here with Pfaadt. He's 6-3 with 3.73 ERA, 3.06 BABIP coming in for sure. I would imagine there could be some runs scored here in this one. The Diamondbacks come in having won 3 of their last 4 games coming in here, playing pretty good for sure. They're 3 games over 500, so they're still trucking here in the National League West at this point, even though we know the Dodgers first place, Padres a game back of the Dodgers, and the Giants also a game back, or a game and a half back, I think, right now. In Arizona, 5 games back, currently in 4th place. So let's see how you have it, though, here with Pfaadt and Knack. Here are the Dodgers just $1.40 at this point, 9.5 over. So anytime you get the Dodgers at a decent price, sometimes I just have to go for it. But it's Arizona that's won 4 of their last 6. Dodgers have lost 4 of their last 6 coming in. And 8 of the last 11 meetings between these two teams have gone over. Still, the widely reported steam did come in on the under, but that 9.5, it's actually 9.5 over, even minus $1.20 at some spots here. So expecting runs tonight. I don't know if the total was going to come this high, but I was expecting runs as well here. So let me see what you got. Can the Dodgers bounce back, or are they having some struggles here a little bit? Can't even beat the Angels right now. We saw now Blake Snell has hit the injury list as well. We knew he was injured, but another long-term pitching problem here for the Dodgers, and all of these pitching problems right now with all these guys. You could practically build a pitching staff out of all these Dodgers that are on the injured list right now. There's problems with the Dodgers pitching. We know injuries are piling up here right now. So I'm going to try to take the Arizona Diamondbacks here tonight to beat these big blue Dodgers. Give me Arizona here with Vought. Computer here is telling me to take the Dodgers on the run line, but have you been Did you watch the Angels series, computer? All right, let's see here, and there is I think blue is making fun of the Dodgers as well. Twisted maybe going under here in this one. And Jermaine, Diamondbacks team total over. Luis is on the over. Robert's on the over. So everybody's on the over. I don't feel bad then because I was thinking over as well. Blue, Arizona team total over here. That's going to do it for the baseball here today. But hey, pretty fun card for a Monday and no playoffs to go with. So it's going to be all about the baseball tonight, except for one game in the WNBA. Why not discuss it here with the Storm taking on the Wings in this one? You've got, hey, we've seen now every team so far in the WNBA, right? Every team's been out there at least once so far this season. So we kind of take a look here and see what you think in this one with Seattle on the road. They've taken the steam here for sure. They opened maybe 1.5 coming into this one. You know, they're going to feel like they have the better roster here between the two teams, right? You look at this lineup coming in with Aneka and Gumake, Magbagor as well. Two solid options here. Gabby Williams, Skylar Diggins-Smith. But I don't know. I think people are kind of looking past Seattle now. I don't think this is a good matchup for them. But I want to say Dallas is not going to be. I don't know if, it feels like they're being underrated, maybe because of their revamped roster. They don't seem to have a lot of depth, that's for sure. But Paige Beckers, 7 points, 10 rebounds in her debut there. So, not bad. Or was it 10.7? Whatever. Beckers was fine in her debut. I mean, they've got Arike Agumbawale on this team. They've got Dejanay Carrington as well. So the move was on Seattle, and I kind of favored the move here as well. The widely reported steam did come in on the over here. It's all the way up to 166.5 here. Man, that thing is on the move here. It probably should go over that too. Boy, that's getting up there though. It opened as low as 160.5. The general opener was 162.5 at a lot of spots, and then those late to the party just opened at 166. But it's continued to trickle up here in this matchup, and it's going to go into the 160s for sure. 166. That's a kind of a high number here. So let me see what you guys have in this one. With, if anything, WNBA tonight. I've got a WNBA game for you here. Cash Kane says, take the Storm. Blue is on the Wings. So we've got a little bit of back and forth with you guys there in this one. All right. I got to make my call here. And boy, that total's gone up high. Man, it feels like maybe almost too high at this point. I'm going to go with the under in this one. Too big of a move for me. I was on the over actually at 162, or even if it's lower. I think that's too high. I think that is the range of the total, and now I'm gonna I'm going to flip-flop a little bit. I was calling over when I saw that line come out at 166. I'm going to lean to the under. It's going to be my free play here on the show. Let me update it on the screen there. There's no doubt it's 166. It's some even 166 and a half. There we go. And a few spots here in this one. And I guess the show is over. There is one good game today in the English Premier League with Liverpool taking on Brighton. And I'm going to give a play out. I'm going to go with the under here in Liverpool and Brighton. I believe the total is going to be 3. It could be 3.5. Juice to the under. Let me see if I got it here. I'm going under in Liverpool and Brighton. 3.5, under 30. That seems reasonable. I'll take that. Maybe it's under minus 140, but I'm going to go under with Liverpool and Brighton for an extra play here since we don't have too much action today. And I want to get some plays out. Thank you, Cash Game. Thank you to Blue. Thank you to everybody for joining me here on the show. There also is one game, I'll just mention it. I don't think we've even seen a line, but today here on the weekend of the Victoria Day holiday in Canada, Nuke, if I'm right, I want to make sure I get my Canadian holidays right, but we do have the opening of the CFL preseason. It'll be Calgary taking on BC tonight. I don't know if that's a neutral site game or if they're playing at a BC place here, but tonight it will be Calgary and BC opening up the Canadian Football League. It's May 19th. And we've got some there. Thanks, Nuke. So, Jermaine says, any baseball today? You know what? We are getting ready here in baseball right now for the conference tournaments here, I believe. So no college baseball today, but man, that softball was exciting last night. But how about that poor girl on Oregon? She got her face smashed by that ball. That was awful, and all that blood. She got hit so hard there yet last night there. But how about Liberty? They looked amazing. With Dot Richardson is coaching Liberty. Watch out for Liberty. Liberty probably can't match up. They can't match up with a lot of those great teams in the SEC. But man, Liberty, watch out. Maybe Liberty here in the NCAA. Try to get on them a little bit. Look, they're going to start to be a little bit more wide reach of the lines in the college baseball or college softball. Here coming up. So, all right, that's going to do it for the morning steam. I'll be back tomorrow. Remember, no pre-gaming today. Mikey gets a nice, well-deserved day off to extend his weekend a little bit. So I'll be back tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific here with more morning steam. And we'll get ready for our playoff action here for sure. So, all right. Thanks, everybody. Great show. I think we're going to have a winning day for sure with these picks. So make sure you check me out, though, over at winnable.com. If you want more plays from me, check me out over at winnable.com/Ramon. You can get some more action from me today. Probably a few more plays in Major League Baseball. It'll be a pretty light day. If you subscribe today, whoever subscribes, I'll double the subscriptions today over there at winnable.com/Ramon. Use the promo code STEAM. That saves 20%. All right, that's going to do it. Appreciate everybody here on the show and coming by here today. Let me bring myself back up, say goodnight. That'll do it. For the Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott. So long.
Cash, then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. Ramon Scott, sports money. Wake your ass up and let's get to